Okay, this is more of a test than anything else, but I'm going to go ahead and conduct a tour of my City of Heroes base, Grey's Army. This is the entrance. Simple, nondescript. Used to be a lot more complicated, but I used to have the portal over against the wall here. And with the way City of Heroes runs their bases, you cannot change the direction that you enter a base. As a result, my characters would keep face planting into the wall every time they entered their base. I've got other bases where this isn't a problem, but with how much I've already built this one, it only makes sense to just move the portal over here and just make this a mudroom. Here's the first portal room. Again, simple, nondescript. It's a magic portal that goes to troubled lands. This would be the zones in City of Heroes that aren't really city zones. Everything from Boomtown to the Rickety War Zone. Here, I put a little more effort in. This is just a decorative room. This is supposed to be something of a lounge. A place for characters to relax, watch TV, and enjoy the local artwork. Over here is the city portal. This leads to the portals. This leads to the zones in Peregrine Island and various other city zones in Paragon City. Wow, why couldn't I say that? Everything from Atlas Park to the aforementioned Peregrine Island. Also have Callisti Wharf. Over here is medical. If my characters are defeated elsewhere in the game, they can teleport into the base, and here's where they're sent. More medical facility for flavor text. Supply cabinets. Examination tables. I never understood why the developers insisted on these restraints. This is the main hub of the base. I'll come back to this in a moment. This is another flavor text room. This is meant to be something of a lecture hall. Grey's Army is supposed to be a subsidiary of an educational facility for superheroes of all kinds. Got a trainer here up on the podium, and an individual from whom I can purchase enhancements. This is the Red Side portal. Takes players to the Rogue Isles, and also to Dark Astoria, a late level zone. Here, I have the villain characters being hemmed in by angry animals, as well as a member of Vanguard and a member of the Midnight Squad. And this is the interdimensional portal. This one takes players to the Praetorian zones. It also has a teleportation to Gymel Point. Which leads to another portal which has other interdimensional locations. Beth Point, of course, leads back to the aforementioned lounge. central hub has an invention workbench, storage racks for the different types of salvage. The idea here is uncommon is mirrored on both sides, common salvage is mirrored on both sides. Here's where enhancements are held. Set enhancements are in these two racks. Common invention enhancements are held on these two racks. All the other kinds of enhancements are basically bought. There are some special enhancements, such as these, the Hamadon origin enhancements. They do multiple effects at full power of any other single origin enhancement without any set bonuses. But it's nice to have those combinations at times. And this is where rare salvage is held. Technological salvage, magical salvage. Over here, there are holiday items. These bits of salvage can be turned into special contacts for various bonuses. Usually I just use them for extra costume slots. Another trainer, another quartermaster. The fusion engine that powers the whole base. One of the cool things that Homecoming has enabled is putting NPCs in your base. So if you're a single player running a super group all on your own, you don't feel quite so lonely. So it gets fun when you've got various NPCs just dancing around. It took me a long time to figure out how to put music in the base. The secret involves burying one of these NPCs alive. So one NPC comes with a boombox that is playing music. But since I've got the jukebox over there, it wouldn't do to have a boombox sitting in the middle of the dance floor. So I used the clipping trick and just sank the poor bastard into the floor. The club has a bar, a kitchen, plenty of food. As this is a training facility, we have the Danger Maze. A maze full of hazards, trip mines, and weird lighting that messes with the senses of anybody who enters the maze. As all of the inter-group combat is essentially disabled on Homecoming, this is basically just for fluff. And yet, I still keep getting lost in it. I built this thing, and I keep getting lost in it. I guess that shows that the atmosphere effect that I've got running here, interdimensional, I think that's what it's called. But it's effective. And this is where trainees come to be rewarded for successfully navigating the maze. and then they can immediately go relax. These are the dorms. This is Randall's dorm. He's got a little hangout spot for him and his friends. This is where he practices with brewing beer. This is where he, his sons, and his friends play basketball. Randall, that'd be the character I'm playing right now, has a decided advantage standing at 8 feet tall. And this is where Randall sleeps. I should note that this is also where his wife sleeps. However, she also has her own room, which I will be pointing out shortly. Pretty much everything in here is a trophy. Got Tyrant's Throne, the Pandora's Box, various weapons that have been deactivated, and any character that I've defeated, except for Positron's helmet. I guess we could just assume that's Antimatter's helmet. I really wish the developers would activate these Richter training dummies. They appear in the Richter War Zone, and you can just waste a few minutes beating the hell out of them. It's also a good way of seeing how well your build works under stress. Like, will 5 attacks drain my energy? Oh crap, it does. Well, I need to fix that. This is Charlene's room. That would be Randall's wife. This is where she usually conducts research, does exercise, and she'll go ahead and pass out on this bed if it's been too late in the night, or if she's feeling particularly mad at Randall. He's a bit of an asshole. It happens. These are dorms I still need to fill out. It's actually really funny. You see how little space there is here. And yet, you can make a pretty functional dorm room in just that little space. I love how the computers in this game are still stuck in the early 2000s. So they've all got the huge vacuum tube monitors. Oh gosh, I work in computers and I can't even remember what those are called. Cathode ray? Yeah. You can recolor the beds. You can get a surprising amount done with the game's limited 2-color palette. Now, when I say 2-color palette, I mean you can combine 2 colors. Everything in your outfit is 2 colors. However, if you look at his pants here, you can see hints of tan. Those are elements that are already stuck in the outfit. So that ends up being a matter of finding the best color blends that go with those patches of dirt, which would be mostly browns, or colors where you don't mind seeing the dirt on it. In this case, the jeans Randall wears here, it demonstrates that he's not a guy who's afraid to get dirty. More dorms. This is where Randall's sons live when they're hanging out in the base. And also where Maddox McGinty, Cedric Gray's best friend, stays. Maddox decided to build himself a pretty swanky room. Cedric has windows because he doesn't mind if people see him butt-ass naked. Roland has walls. He does mind. And this is their little workout area for themselves. And we're back into the main hub. Over here are the shower facilities of the base. I should probably do some effort and increase the coverage of these curtains. Cardio and weightlifting with some motivational posters. This is the training arena. People step into the rings, do some sparring. Here they can wail on a robotic partner. This is the form of one of the enemies that you encounter in the Richte War Zone and in a few of the missions there. The Richte Assault Suit, I think it's called. It's been a while since I fought one. They spawn as elite bosses, so they're pretty damn tough. They hit like a truck, too. Over here is a firing range. The idea is that all the weapons here are locked down and only with a proper code can you access any of them. These weapons are all inactive and need to be worked on. The idea is they pretty much are just grabbing them off of whatever enemies they encounter that are wielding them and add them to the collection. And of course, trainer, and this is a costume designer. Over here is the garage. They've got various vehicles, some collected, such as this wreck. Others, just vehicles that various people in the organization own. I can't remember what this is called. I've seen them plenty of times, but for whatever reason the name is just escaping me. They're the main air transport of the hero organization. Now this black truck should look familiar if you've been watching the whole video, because here we are again. And that is the Grey's Army base. I hope you found that as entertaining as I didn't. I'll try to be more enthusiastic in future ones, because I do have more bases to show. And that's all, folks.